Hi there, my name's Adam Walkom. I'm a partner at Permanent Wealth Partners, a financial planning firm based in London. This is the first in our video series looking at financial planning for professionals. And in this first video, I want to answer the question that many people have, which is exactly what do financial planners do? And the answer to that I'm going to describe to you and draw in pictures, but it's effectively what we do is we make you think. We make you think about the future and get you on the track to that desired future that you want to be. So the way I'm going to explain this is really quite simple. I'm going to draw on the board here so you can see it. So what do we know today? So today we only know one thing, is that at some point there is going to be this future state of you. We are currently here now, and at some point we will arrive at the future. Now that future may look, there may be many different states of what that future is going to be, but in actual honesty, it's going to be either good or it's going to be not so good. And when we have the good sign, the good desired future state, this is where things have all worked out well. This is where your plans have come to fruition. You are living the life that you want to lead in retirement. Potentially you may still be working, but ultimately this is what we dream of. This is actually things that have worked, which is great, which is where we all want to go. However, there is a converse. The converse is on the downside, and this is where things haven't worked out so well. And we call this bad. And ultimately, this is where things haven't worked. Things are not how you want it to be. There's problems, there's issues, and ultimately, it is not a pleasant place to be. You're in an unhappy state. But the thing with getting to this bad zone, or arriving at this bad state, you don't just wake up one day and just arrive there and something just happens to take you there. This is generally a progressive element in terms of from where we are now. It is a slippery slope that takes you down there that gets worse and worse as time goes on. And we call this drift. And this is what happens if you let things drift. If decisions are not made because they're difficult, if things are put off because they're hard, if things aren't done today because they're perceived as expensive right now, which I can tell you gets a lot more expensive in the future. So ultimately, this is a context. In this context, we describe this as drift, with this exponential curve that just gets worse and worse and worse down to that undesirable future state. However, we have some good news. On the flip side of this, the curve also goes up. And so when the curve goes up to the good sign, there is also, we can leverage that curve. We can utilize that curve. We can ride that curve. And we do this by taking decisions. And so the difference between being in a good future state, arriving at your ideal retirement, or versus being in a bad future state is the difference between making active decisions and letting things drift. So this is just a sample in terms of how we think about financial planning and getting clients to their best possible future. When we start working with clients, we go through this model, but in a significant amount more detail and using all their real numbers, real income, real assets, real expenditure, and really kind of flesh this model out. So if you'd like to learn more about how we do this and what we do, please get in touch through the email below and book in a call. I hope to speak to you soon. Thank you.